Hi friends, I'm Sarah, also known as Budget Girl, and let's jump in to my May 2025 budget and net worth update. So first off, I did get a slightly higher paycheck this past month. I began my new job in the last week of April. So for my May 1 paycheck, I got an additional $289.93 for my new job pay, essentially for a week out of the 4. And for next month, I'll get a full month for my new $87,000 income, which is very exciting. And past me would not have ever thought that I could make that much in kind of the journalism/journalism adjacent field. So I'll give you a little sneak peek. Next month, my new income take home will be $5,243.36, which is $810 more post-tax than I was making before, which is very exciting. I do think I'm going to probably take that first month's paycheck and set it aside to do something fun with it. I did pay for a local pool membership for the summer, which is about $350, so maybe I'll take that out of there. But I think it's very important to celebrate milestone accomplishments. And I think if you get a raise or something, maybe take that first paychecks, do something really fun with it, or put it in your sinking fund, so that when something does come up that you really want, you can treat yourself and acknowledge that experience. I think it's a good way to operate. And now that I have a little bit more money, I've been doing that and I really enjoy it. When I got my last big raise, I bought a gold pendant, which I wear all the time. I'm not wearing it today, I'm wearing this one. But anytime I wear it, it kind of reminds me that, of my accomplishments and of the things that I have achieved. So that's always fun. I highly encourage it. Also, along your debt-free journey, milestones, I've done that the whole way. It's important to kind of keep yourself rewarded as we go through life, and make sure that you're taking room for fun and for things that you really love and enjoy. So let's spot back to this past month's budget. I brought home $4,723, and I started adding $500 a month to a brokerage investing account. So that's outside of my Roth IRA and outside of my normal retirement investing through my work. It's very exciting. We're in our brokerage era now. So I think wealth will start kind of building fast. I don't really plan to increase my standard of living or my cost of living, so that's where that money's gonna go. I brought in $327 from Budget Girl and $3,600 from my property investments. Unfortunately, one of my tenants did not pay again, and we'll get into that. I also upped my Roth IRA contribution from $500 to $583 to fully max out that $7,000 a year. And we just dollar cost average here. So this month I was under on my grocery spending. Last month I was very over, and I think it's just kind of when I shopped. So I actually spent more eating out than I did on groceries, but I'm still around $400 total, and I'm fine with that. Spent about $400 on personal spending. I bought a new laptop bag. I bought a charter for my new little free library, which I did a whole video on. I also bought some supplies for that here and here, other stuff. Oh, also, I ordered some dresses from Azazi, some wedding dresses. So I'm doing an at-home try-on. That was $30. I'm very excited about that. And I bought some new swimsuits for going to the pool, and I've been 8 or 9 times now, and I've brought a couple of friends, so that's exciting. I am slowly chunking down on the cost per use of that pool membership, and it's been great. I love it. I really, really do. Next, all my normal expenses. Electrical was $210. It's about to go high because it's about to be summer in Texas, and I did spend some more money on clothing. So specifically, I bought some loafers that were secondhand Prada, and they were a little pricey. So I might decide to take that out of my little fun fund as well. And I did order another Nuuly, so that was $100 there. But I got 3 tops and some blazers and stuff. Was looking for a skirt. I have a list that I'm working off of for new work. I think I'm pretty much good on blazers at this point. Pants are okay. Been trying to buy a couple new tops and a skirt just to make sure I have a nice varied wardrobe for. Over here you can see in my savings, I am putting $500 towards future REI, $100 a month towards the wedding fund. That's about to go up. I'm doubling that with the raise. And then we have my Roth IRA and brokerage. I actually took a old student worker out to lunch, and I helped him set up his first Roth IRA account. I was so excited, so I gave him $50 to put towards his future in that, and that was so rewarding for me. I'm so glad I got to do that. Thank goodness. Okay, for other income, Brought in $211.43 from YouTube, so thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Brought in $20 from Facebook, and then a little under $100 from Etsy. By the way, you can get this budget on my Etsy shop, as well as some other frugal and budgety friendly stuff, tracking charts, everything like that. You can also find some at budgetgirl.com/free. I put a lot of them up there, but that's where they are. If you don't already have a budget, I highly encourage you get one, because that, I believe, is how you meet your goals. We master what we manage. If you're tracking your money, it's going where you want it to go intentionally. That's going to help you get to where you want to be. It doesn't have to be my budget. Pen and paper works, app works, whatever works for you. I also had $486 in expenses for Budget Girl the channel, mostly web hosting, video editing, subscriptions, etc. And then let's go over to my properties. My old duplex, the one I lived in for 4 years, I've got tenants on both sides of that now. One paid, one did not. This is actually their second month that they have not paid. I did issue a 30-day pay or quit notice. They keep telling me, like, I'm gonna get current, but at this point I can't really trust that. If you keep telling me, like, you'll have it tomorrow, and then you don't have it tomorrow for 2 months. So I've given extensions. I haven't applied any late fees, because at this point I don't think that's gonna help to put them, deeper into debt. So as of the first of the month, I will be filing an eviction. I've given every opportunity to take partial payment, to set up some sort of plan. It's just not happening. I don't want to do that to anyone, but I also can't afford to give someone somewhere to live for free and just pay for it out of pocket every month. The mortgage company isn't going to take, I'll pay you next month from me. So I am lucky enough that I'm in a position where I have enough saved in my duplex emergency fund that if there's vacancies, if there's delinquencies, if somebody doesn't pay, I can float it for a while, but I can't float it forever. At this point, it doesn't look like I'm ever going to see this money, as if I evict, they'll still owe me that debt, but they are unlikely to ever pay it. And I'm probably not going to go after them in small claims. If they don't have the money, they don't have the money. I also had an issue at the old duplex where there was a roof leak, and that was an $800 emergency fix last month. That was not fun. I had an emergency fix done by a local roofing company, and then I contacted my insurance. They sent someone out. They're going to replace the whole roof. But I have like a $7,000 deductible for a new roof, because it got replaced 2 years ago. So that's no fun. And I'm gonna work with the roofer to see what he can do for me, but that's about to be a big expense as well. But as for last month, I did pay $850. So, oh, and then, oh my God, I forgot. I'm a couple weeks out and I'm just done. On this house, we had a sudden water pipe burst, and that was awful. It was incredibly lucky that I was home when it happened, and so we were able to turn the water off. We didn't have water for several days, didn't have hot water, and it's like an old system. Even though the house is fairly new, the company went out of business. Fortunately, my contractor Ryan was able to find some of the parts online to fix it. It took several days to come in. It's fixed, it's fine now. The damage wasn't too bad. I'm just gonna have to like re-sheetrock and do that, and that's a later problem. I can't see it. It's behind the dryer right now, and it is what it is. But that labor was $250, which honestly was really cheap. He came out like 3 times to try to fix it, and he cut himself. Okay. So there was that, and then the parts were actually pretty cheap as well, $10, $12. Fortunately, unless something else in the system breaks, we're okay. I thought for a minute that we might have to repipe the whole house, which would be like a 12 grand problem, but Ryan's confident that we're good unless something else breaks, but there's no like particular reason that it would. Hopefully that joint was just kinked too hard and that's why it went bad. So fingers crossed. If it breaks, it's gonna be like a big bad thing. And you know what? I'm not even gonna waste my time and energy worrying about it. We've done what we can and everything should be fine. It's just a future worry thing. So with all of those costs associated with the 2 houses that I have this month, I was over expenses for the house by $1,305.33. So I had to swing that, invest that into this property this month. I am lucky that I made more money than my basic expenses spend, and that I could essentially swing that, because I was under for Budget Girl too. Which is fine. That's like a monthly, if I don't want to sell you guys a bunch of stuff, that usually costs me money. So my total income was $8,650 minus my main expenses of just under $3,500, minus BG expenses of almost $500, minus Budget Girl property expenses of $4,905, means that my total take home for the month was a negative $177.80. Now, once again, I have savings, so I can swing this. It's not a disaster. It's not ideal, but it's not a disaster. I actually keep enough kind of slush fund in my accounts where this is fine. I'd much rather be at the positive at the end of the month, but my current financial situation means that I'm down under $200 for the month. It's going to be okay. We'll make it up next month. We'll just move that money from a savings account. So we're gonna be fine. Let's move over to net worth because it doesn't always look the same. Some of what I put into my money this month was like putting money into investing. So even though I was negative 200 for the month, my net worth actually still increased a little bit, which is why it's so great to have so many pots of things. So let's go up to the top. So my checking has $1,000 in it. Now I am logging this before the end of the month, and last month I logged it a few days after the beginning of the month. So some of my bills haven't come out. Some of the mortgage statements actually look the same just based off of what day I do this. And I do this on what days I have time. $1,373 in checking, $11,000 in my duplex checking account, $41,000 in my emergency fund and REI savings account. Said gonna be fine. My duplex emergency fund is at $8,600, and I actually cleared out my short-term savings, and I'm not even worried about that anymore. I never tap it, so why do I need it? Just move it into the long term. Take advantage of the high yield savings account interest growing. Fund, $787. Car insurance fund, $662, and my wedding fund with Jacob is at $3,400. So I've got almost $5,000 in my sinking funds. By the way, thank you so much to Nicole Johnson, who noticed that my wedding fund wasn't adding into my sinking fund total. Thank you so much. That it was off last month and I was able to fix it, and I'm a little higher than I thought I was. So sinking fund total, $4,851, and my total savings is just under $55,000. Total cash and savings, just over $67,000. In my Texas A&M retirement account, I've got $35,444, which is up a little bit from last month. Nice, the stock market is recovering a little. In my Roth IRA, I've got $52,609. In my traditional IRA, I've got $11,638. And yes, several of you were like, roll the IRA into another account, and I will, just at some point. You've convinced me, thank you. It's good to do it. I'll pay the fees, but yeah, we'll do it. And that makes my total retirement savings just under $100,000, which is exciting. I am 37, almost $100,000 in retirement savings is fantastic. Also, like I said, we've got my brokerage era now, so I've got $7,200 in my brokerage account, and that makes my total investments a little over $106,000, and my total liquid assets $174,500. So I need to update my property asset worth, mostly because county government is trying to tell me that my properties are worth a bananas amount, and I'm gonna fight it. But after that, I'm gonna update it and with a more approximate value. We'll get to that. But right now, duplex 1, $300,000, car 5,000, and duplex 2, $272,000. Total property assets, $577,000, and my total assets are just over $750,000, which is exciting. And then we get to debt. Mortgage 1 is at $204,811. Mortgage 2 is at $232,850, totaling $437,000 in mortgage debt. That's okay. Total those out, and my net worth is $313,807. That is my May 2025 budget and net worth report. Back when I was in debt payoff days, a negative 200 for the month would have really wrecked me. But we've come a long way, baby. So please reconcile your budgets, write your money goals down, figure out what you're spending, where you want to change that. You will get there. I am slowly but surely getting there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one, where hopefully I won't have had to pay $7,000 for a new roof. Bye.